Welcome to Estonian Cricket Weekly. I am Ragne Hallik. Before we start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe and share it with your friends to help us spread Estonian cricket to the world. This week we bring you results from the Noorte Tänavaliiga 20 and Division 2 of the Eesti Premium Liiga. But we start the program with the highlights from all of the Division 1 games of Eesti Premium Liiga. United won the toss and decided to bat first and lost Ayush in the third over for just 5. Shahil and Nand put on a 50 before Shahil and Anurag fell in the 10th over, leaving United on 84 for 3. Murali joined Nand and played an excellent support innings as Nand pushed towards the first EPL Division 1 century of the year. The Stallions' fielding let them down repeatedly, with Nand dropped multiple times before bringing up a 59-ball 100. He was out in the 18th over, leaving Murali to finish the innings off and take United to 190 for 5. The Stallions had to get off to a good start in the chase, and they did just that, with Rifak scoring 23 of 12 balls before he was caught off the bowling of Nand. From that point on, it was the safe show. In his first match of the season, he flayed the United attack to all corners of the ground on his way to an unbeaten 118 from just 57 balls. He was well supported by Zishan, who scored 35 from 24. They hit the winning runs from the first ball of the 17th over to give the Stallions an 8-wicket victory. Saif was the man of the match for his superb 118. Stallions played their second match of the day against the Riders, and the Riders batted first. The bowlers were immediately on top as 3 wickets fell in the power play to leave Riders on 32 for 3. Syed and Kashif did a fight back, but when Syed was dismissed for 18, it triggered another collapse that saw 4 wickets fall for just 12 runs. The Riders were all out in the 17th over, scoring just 89 runs. Nadisha and Pranay were outstanding for the Stallions with 3 wickets each. Stallions lost Vimukti in the third over, but from that point on, the chase was routine. Captain Rifak top scored with 41 from an incredible 16 balls, and although he fell with 13 runs still to score, Nadisha and Savio managed to bring the Stallions home, scoring the winning runs in the 11th over to record a 7-wicket victory. Player of the match was Nadisha for his 3 wickets for just 16 runs. Cut. Sunday saw a doubleheader between Hippos and Rising Stars. In Game 1, Hippos batted first and got off to a fantastic start, scoring 57 runs from the power play without losing a wicket. The openers Ben and Dave scored 105 runs before Dave was caught behind for 70 from 48 balls. Stu joined Ben and continued the strong scoring, with both bringing up their half-century in the last over. Stu finished on 54 from 24 balls, and Ben scored 51 from 53 to take the Hippos to 198 for 1. The Rising Stars came out blazing, and they were 62 for 1 after the power play. Maidul hit 12 fours on his way to 72 from 43 balls, before he was caught behind of the bowling of Saimoon. Captain Shoaib gave his all, scoring 23 from 14 balls, but the Rising Stars fell just short of pulling off a remarkable victory. They finished on 186 for 5, giving the Hippos a 12-run victory. Player of the match was Dave for his 70 runs. In the second game, the Hippos batted first again, but got off to a slower start. When Stu fell for 30, bowled by Shoaib, they were 48 for 2 of 7 overs. Tim and Richard steadied the innings, taking their score to 118, before Richard was bowled by Danbye. Tim scored a fantastic 60 from 40 balls to help guide the Hippos to a decent score, finishing with 157 for 7. Shoaib picked up 3 wickets for the Rising Stars. Rising Stars lost 2 wickets in the power play, but Maidul ensured that their run rate was well above that required. By the 10th over, they had already passed 100 when Maidul was dismissed for his 60 from 37 LBW to Dominic. They needed 17 runs to win. Captain Shoaib and Partha made sure they got to the total, with the winning runs coming up in the 17th over. They finished on 158 for 4, giving them a 6-wicket victory. Player of the match was Shoaib for his 3 wickets and 44 runs. Viking Stars 114 for 1 defeated Eesti Tigers 111 for 10. Player of the match was Shakib, who took 2 wickets and scored an unbeaten 56 runs. Mustamäe Bulls 175 for 7 defeated Eesti Tigers 171 for 8. Player of the match was Fakir for his 77 runs from 53 balls. Hirvet batted first and the new player Liam was doing a great job for them, scoring 2 fours, but the Rebase bowlers were too good with Tevia, Marta and the new player Vigo all getting wickets as well as a run out. Hirvet bowled out for 17. In reply, Rebaset got the runs without losing a wicket. Player of the match was Tevia for his 10 not out and 1 for 2. In game 2, Rebaset none for 27 beat Hirvet none for 16 by 11 runs. Player of the match was Marta, who scored 12 not out and got none for 4. Hirvet won game 3, thanks to player of the match Erik for his 10 not out and none for 4. Hirvet scored 1 for 26 and defeated Rebaset none for 20 by 6 runs. The final game was the closest. Rebaset scored 1 for 20 while Hirvet almost chased it, getting 1 for 18. Player of the match was Marta for her 9 not out, including 2 fours. There are 2 more weeks of games and new players are still welcome. Contact operations at estoniancricket.com for more information.
Strikers will be without a number of their key players due to national team duty. A riders' upset could help them to stay up, but I think even a depleted strikers will be too good. Strikers to win. Both of these sides have shown promise and some good individual performances, but often in losing causes. Of the two, I think United have demonstrated the most promise. United to win. With a number of players missing on national team duty, these two sides will look very different to usual. Stallions may have more players missing, but I think it will be the Hippos who will miss their players the most. Stallions to win. These sides met last weekend and Bulls came out on top. However, it was a close game and I think the result will be reversed this week. Tigers to win. Strikers 2.0 in their first season have yet to have a consistent batting order and consistency with their bowling attack, and their opponents today are aiming to win the division. Wolves to win. In their previous encounter, Bulls were the winners by 7 runs. This should be another close game, and I'm tipping the result to go the other way. Strikers 2.0 to win. This could be the game that decides who wins Division 2 and promotion next season. Both sides have looked good and will feel they have enough to go up, but only one can. Viking Stars to win.
At the end of every episode, I'll teach you a cricket term in Estonian. This week's term is boundary, piir. Boundary in Estonian is piir. Aitäh vaatamast ja kohtume järgmisel nädalal. Thanks to our sponsors, Enges Technology, HML Project Management, Nordcom Beton and sportsbet.io for their continued support of cricket in Estonia.